Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and I am a Generation Xer. That's right, I'm really old. I was born in the 70s. Yes, I was born in 1974. By the way, movie of the year of 1974 was Towering Inferno and Blazing Saddles. That's not my fault. Talk to Mel Brooks. Anyway, so a friend of mine who's a big reactor, he said, Old School Nerd, you're a Gen Xer like me. I want to know what you think about this video. And I was like, which video? And he's like, well, there's a guy, his name is Flecka, and he goes out and he just talks to people in public, asks them any question in the world and sees what their answers are. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. He goes, well, he made this video about Gen Zers. And I went, oh, so he made a video about my two oldest kids. And he's like, yeah. And I said, send it. We'll see how much trouble I can get in with my kids. So let's see how much trouble I can get in with my kids. All right, so I've already said that I'm a Gen Xer, born in 1974. Then you have millennials, which I have been told by a reliable source who knows were born from 1981 to 1996. Those are millennials. And then you have Generation Zers, which is after that, or if it's Generation Y or whatever. I don't know. All I know is that ever since the internet came out, and ever since we started having like 300 million channels on a TV versus making people interact personally and just study in school. And we did something with our educational system where we had the minds of young children. We went, oop. It's been a little weird. All right, so here's his thing. He goes in the street and he asks random people that are Gen Zers basic questions. This is going to be bad.
Stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
Yes. What state is Utah in?
Michigan.
"50 stars in the U.S. flag. Utah is a state. There's no way they don't know this stuff." But then I think about it and I'm like, maybe they don't.
Yes. You know what state Utah is in?
Utah, to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life. I live under a rock.
Can you name 3?
At least she said, I live under a rock. By the way, everything that he's asking, I knew in first grade. This was basic knowledge for me. And the thing about it is, I don't think my oldest two kids would get a lot of these wrong. But I know for a fact, and this is something I want to tell you about later, I'm going to tell you right now, Caroline knows all this stuff and would probably be angry at these young people because they don't know. That's how Caroline rolls. Caroline is not Generation Z. She's that next one after Z. Where she's super young. So her generation, the current young people, are obsessed with knowledge right now. So the fact that Gen Zers were so lost at the beginnings of social media that they didn't pay attention to any common knowledge drives her crazy. It bothers me as a parent and as an adult, thinking that these wonderful people, these wonderful humans, are making real decisions in the real world, like voting and what foods to put in their children's mouths. And my daughter, who's 14 years old tomorrow, or when you guys see this, it'll be today, knows all this stuff. And these young people that are supposedly older than her, that are supposed to know more than her, don't. It drives her crazy. This is going to get very infuriating for me, I can tell you now.
3 countries besides the USA.
I suck at history.
You don't have to suck at history because it's geography. You suck at 2 subjects. Also, if you are on social media and you're obsessed and you can't say the following words: Mexico, Canada, Russia, Ukraine. Those are 4 countries that dominate the news in the US politically. for the last 6 years. So even if you opened up your phone and just accidentally misclicked, you should at least get 2.
I was like, my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No,
I
no.
suck at history.
Any three. You know this.
A country? Oh my jeez, this is terrible. Oh my god. A country. Wait, besides the U.S.?
Yeah.
Ah! I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
You know what I tell people all the time? By the way, Zimbabwe is last. I want to say this, okay? I have had the opportunity to visit or live for even a short time on 6 different continents. By the way, there's 7. I never lived on the frozen one because apparently you can't without a permit and a reason to be there. But here's the thing. I think that's the problem. It's not most Americans, and this is not a political statement because I don't believe in politics on this channel, but I will say just for people, sociological reasons, Americans should visit other countries for no other reason than to realize how good they got it, or how easy their lives are, or how gluttonous they are, or how other cultures interact. Why? Because Americans, by average, are very self-centered and ignorant. They just are. And when I say ignorant, I don't mean stupid. There's a difference. If an American visits various other countries, okay, and you see other cultures, and you appreciate how other people live around the world, you have an appreciation for what you have, and because you can compare them and have an understanding. If you don't have that understanding, you're ignorant. Ignorance can be dangerous, but it can be overcome through education. If they travel to those other countries and they don't learn anything, that's stupidity. And that is dangerous. I try to get my kids to understand other cultures. It's one of the reasons why I react to music from other countries more than I do US music. It's because I enjoy other cultures. I enjoy the view of the world from another perspective. I think it's really interesting. And I've always loved that. But it's shocking. Not only young people like Gen Zers and even the lower generation below the one after Gen Z, even millennials and Gen Xers like myself have never experienced life, the peoples, the cultures, and the laws that exist in other countries. And then they come back, and because they don't know how it is around the world, they say all these crazy claims about what we do in America in relation to, they don't know. So they're just talking. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. Press play.
I can't do history, I can't.
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar? Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent?
You tell me.
You know what? I'm going to give her a half a point on that one because she asked a clarifying question. She didn't just go, oh no, 27. No, she could have had the answer of 4 quarters. She could have had the answer of nickels, 20. She could have said dimes, 10. But to her, maybe dropping a dime is ratting someone out. Maybe, and here's the biggest thing, asking young people questions about money, like physical money, is not fair because most of them have never handled money in their life, especially pennies, nickels, dimes. Most young people, and let's be honest, most young people will take change like that, drop it in a cup, and never consider it worth anything. To them, it's just empty objects that they put in a cup. If it's not a quarter or above, they don't care. And that's not necessarily because of a generational educational problem. It's just with inflation, a penny is worth less than a penny, if you think about it. In fact, a penny is almost worthless, unless you're talking about 1 billion of them. Then that's worth something. So I give her half credit. That's not an easy question for a younger generation because they don't deal with it as much. At least he didn't go, how much money is 2 bits? See, 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1. That's the rhyme that I learned as a kid. Most people under my age don't know what a bit is. It's an American term, which means it's when you, a bit, not computer data, by the way. A bit You would say there was a cheerleading thing where they would say 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1, all for old school nerds, stand up and holler. Yeah, that's as much cheerleading as you're ever going to get from me. But the idea was 2 bits equaled a quarter, 4 bits equaled 50 cents, 6 bits was 75. It was never used even when I was a kid. So learning it when I was a kid made no sense to me. So I can imagine her, this person here, thinking to themselves, how many dimes are in $1? I don't use dimes. In fact, to me, they're not used at all because I'm using PayPal or Venmo or, right? They don't equate a dime because they're never touching them. See? So hats off to her for at least asking, okay, is the dime the 10 or the 5? So I'm going to give her half credit.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides?
Correct. You right there answering that question. Yes, the one with the beautiful long braided hair. You have given the best answer. Number 1, you tried to clarify based upon your knowledge. Okay? You have no common reference because of your age and the economic area that you live in society. Okay? You don't deal with change on a regular basis. Plus, unless you work in retail, how many times are you actually going to touch a dime? You're not. So she clarified, is a dime a 10 or a 5? And then she said the most important question a young person can say. She said the best answer. I don't know. If you don't know, just say you don't know and then find out. That's how it works. But if you just make up some crap and just say, you can't ask me that because it hurts my feelings, I can't help you. It's okay if you don't know something. Just say, I don't know. It's okay. I tell my kids that all the time. They're like, Dad, what if I don't know? Then say you don't know. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. The pursuit of knowledge is maturity. So when you just don't care anymore, I can't help you. Thumbs up for her. She did good. Thank you for asking the question. That was pretty good.
No.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Damn.
Any 3. You know this.
Canada?
Boom!
Mexico?
No.
That's good?
Yeah.
Damn, I need one more.
Oddly enough, most people don't know what New Mexico is. Most people don't even know that New Mexico is a state in between Texas and Arizona. But the fact that she thought New Mexico was a country, but Mexico was not. Also, he's asking people questions like right in their face, and they know they're looking at a camera, so maybe they might be nervous. So I'm going to give her bonus points for right off the bat saying Canada. The most common answered question, the most common answer when someone says name 3 countries other than the United States, people normally automatically say Mexico first because it's the one they see the most on the news, both from a political standpoint and for whatever else. But the fact she went Canada first, props. He should ask what's her favorite Canadian band. Any answer other than Rush is technically wrong, but we accept them all because all bands from Canada are great.
Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn. I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many
Jamaica.
states there are in total in the US?
100.
How many continents are there?
3.
Damn. Now, if she had said 100 because that's how many senators there are, I would have given her half credit because we have 100 senators in the U.S. Senate because we have 2 from every state. Here's the thing. By the way, there are 50 states in the United States, 1 federal district, which is District of Columbia, and various territories, which are managed by the federal government but are not voting states. They have representatives that go to Congress, but they cannot vote. They can interact with the federal government to get aid, things like St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, Guam, things like that. Letting you know. Oh, and by the way, if you go to St. Thomas or you go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, or you go to these Guam or whatever, guess what money they use? U.S. money, duh.
Continents?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what 2 countries border the US?
So bordered.
Yeah, like on the borders.
The only borders I know is Puerto Rico, and Mexico.
Yes. Who fought
Okay, he's half right. Good job, buddy.
in the Civil War?
I don't know. You talking about president wise?
No, the people. Who against who?
I don't know that one. I know it had to do like what with France, and I don't know the other one.
France and who?
Oddly enough, yes. Actually, it did. It did involve France. France actually supported the Confederate States of America because they needed the textiles and they wanted to screw the U.S. over any chance they could. So division in the U.S. was economic boom for them. Anytime we do that now, by the way, and I'm gonna give you an example. The U.S. is France now. Back when we had our Civil War, France was like, "Wait, y'all are having problems? You want to buy anything? You need Confederate States of America. You need some guns because y'all don't have foundries down there except for in Alabama. And he would go to the north. Hey, y'all need some cotton, some textiles, some food. We sell you that up there. France was being the U.S. of back then. See, now the U.S. has been doing that for years. Making lots of money off wars, right? Because we sell weapons, right? So yeah, but France was just being the U.S. before we were. But you didn't think about that, did you? Yeah, so everyone's like, I can't believe the U.S. is making all this money off the Ukraine-Russia situation, or from Iraq, or Afghanistan, or the Bosnia and Herzegovina massacres, or all this civil unrest around the world. Yeah, we make a lot of money, but before we had the technology and before we were the largest capital outlaid country in the world, other countries did it too. In fact, France has been selling arms and goods to troubled countries around the world for centuries. In fact, during the Cold War, France, being a member of NATO, would sell to everybody. They were like, yeah, we're in NATO, but we're going to sell to all of our enemies because c'est la vie. And I think they actually said c'est la vie. That's French, by the way.
No, you're close.
France and the British are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So, damn, I don't know.
Who did they fight against?
Us?
Yes. Do you know what continents we're on right now? Do you know who fought in the Civil War?
Okay, did you guys know that as far as continents, technically, only one continent does not start with the letter A? Did you know that? It's true. Europe. All the other ones start with an A. Because when you're designating a location, whether it be north or south, is not part of the location, it's just the orientation. So saying North America and South America are technically the names of the two continents. They are both America. There's just one that's above and one that's below. So all continents, other than Europe, start with the letter A. Think about it. Sneaky Europeans. They're like, hey, all you a-holes everywhere. Everyone's got to start with A. Can we start with an E? No, just us. A's only. What about us over here in the Americas? All right, I get it. That whole Panama thing dividing you. Okay, so we'll just say everything. We'll just go with everything above the Panama Canal. We'll just call you guys Upper America and Lower America. But then, by the way, then they swapped it around. Of course, I'm making fun of Europeans. They're my favorite people in the world. You make fun of the ones you love, and I love you. Go.
Who fought in the Civil War? Fuck. Like from the president?
No, like who against who?
It was the Nazis versus Germany. No. Yes. No. I'm gonna say yes, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Technically, if it would have been the Nazis versus Germany, that would have been a civil war that hopefully would have worked out better. But unfortunately, the Nazis won that one, and that turned into a giant mess in the 1930s and 40s. Crack a book.
Yes. You actually just guessed that?
Nah, yeah. I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know that? Oh. Did they teach you that in school or what?
They taught me it, but I just guessed it now, but
Yeah, so
it's like I forgot, but
yeah,
I mean,
it was right in the back of your head and like it came up.
yeah.
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
All of them. Immediately. Immediately, she's going to know this. She's going to destroy this answer. Why? I don't fucking know.
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian. Is that all? That's all.
Yeah, that's all of them for sure.
Smart.
Yeah, dude, you're a genius. How many seasons are there?
May, June, July, August, September, October, December. 8? No,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said 8.
Yes. Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
3 countries.
Yeah.
Canada, Mexico, and Asia. No, Asia. Yeah, Asia.
Yes. What state is Utah in?
Utah? I don't know what Utah. I'm terrible. Best friend. I don't know. I don't know
You don't know?
history. Like that history, world history stuff. I don't like. I'm mad.
You know what 3 times 3 times 3 is?
3 times 3 times 3.
27.
No, you know this.
Yeah, I know this.
No, you don't.
Stop. Hold on. Nah, cause that's supposed to be a trick. That's supposed to be a trick thing. But like, I gotta do it in my head. Sorry. 9, and then 9 times 3. Damn. Damn. Oh, 36.
What's 3 times 3 times 3?
It was 3 times 3 times 3.
He's working it. He's working it. Okay, I'm worried now.
36.
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
3 times 3 times 3? 9 times 3. But I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm retarded.
Yeah, take a guess, a number.
Like,
I thought he had it because he was like 3 times 3, 9 times 3. I thought he was working it. I was like, that dude's got this. He's not doing it in his head, but he's got this. He's working it through. He was right there and he said, I don't know. Damn. Boba tea, man. I think it's dumbing down people.
36?
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
12.
Yes. Do you know what continent we're on right now?
Honestly, I think she's closer than everyone else when she said that.
No. I don't know none of that.
Do you know who the current vice president is?
Vice President. No, I don't know his name, but I know. I heard of it. I don't know.
You don't remember his name?
I know he's from Bulldog, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the capital of Chicago?
Capital of Chicago. Dame un segundo. I gotta think.
Wrigley Field. Oh, no, the big giant bean downtown. Something like that. It's one of those.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
Is it Los Angeles? I feel like that's so wrong.
Yes.
Wow. That's not even a capital. My dumb
Oh, she caught herself.
Capital.
That was good. She caught herself. No. That's not right. At least she knew she was wrong and she's coming back. She's making a comeback. I think she's going to be able to answer this one. Let's go.
Of Chicago. I really don't know that one.
What language do the people in Idaho speak?
Idanese.
Like the language, the people who live in Idaho, what do they speak? You know?
Potato language.
Hell no. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know what language people in Idaho speak because it's Boise, but you have to say Boise. If you don't say Boise, they beat the crap out of you in the street. Did you know that? So if you go to Boise, Idaho, it's Boise. Boise. Okay? But if you go there, they require you, when you enter the city limits, a cop will pull you over and they go, where are you at right now? And you'll be like, Boise. He will pull you out the car and tase you. It's Boise. Boise. I'm not joking. I wish I was joking. So I don't know what language they speak in Idaho. That's a trick question. Because apparently whatever that language is, we don't speak it anywhere else.
What? Japan?
Do you know how many presidents we've had so far?
Oh no. No, like
Around how
Too damn many?
11? 10?
Yes, around there. How long is a quarter of an hour?
25 minutes.
Yes. You know that what two countries border the U.S.?
You said what two countries? What?
Border?
Mexico? I don't fucking know. Mexico and
Do it.
I don't know.
Get it, girl.
I forgot.
Get it.
Yes. How many dimes make up $1?
How many dimes?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're doing math now? Why are you doing all the questions I can't answer?
This was also the person that says, I don't know history when he asked her a geography question. So, how many dimes in a dollar is not a math question. It's a monetary question. Or economics, but okay.
Take a guess. You know this.
Dimes. Wait, I'm trying to remember what dimes are.
Wait, $1?
Yeah.
Next question.
How many minutes are in half an hour?
60.
Yes.
Wait, half an hour? Yeah, 60, right?
In half an hour?
No, 45, 30. 30.
Which one?
45.
Which number? One number.
35.
Yes. You almost messed up.
How many dimes make up $1?
1,000 or 100? 100.
Yes.
Yes. What year was the U.S. founded?
What year?
Yeah.
Oh, you lost me with that one.
Around what year? You know this.
Around what year was founded?
There are like 3 different answers depending upon which part of the process of becoming the U.S. occurs. Either the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the ending of the Revolutionary War with Britain, where they surrendered and we had the independence, or the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. Technically, all 3, if you said any one of those 3, you'd be correct. Because basically, it depends upon your point of view. You could say we declared our independence. Well, great, but you're still a British colony until you beat Britain. But even if you beat Britain, you're still not a country until you have the framework or the constitution of your government. So basically, we say July 4th, 1776, but from the standpoint of becoming an actual country with a self-governing body, not until we ratified our constitution, which made us an actual nation state. Or won the Battle of Saratoga, where the British actually surrendered and said, okay, we're done. Either one of those 3 would be correct answers, but when was the U.S. founded? That would be when we actually ratified our constitution. Because that's when you become an actual country. Wow. I need to stop reading books.
I feel like I should know this one.
Apparently, I should stop reading books and watch more Kardashians, according to this video.
I feel like you do know this one.
What year was it founded?
Yesterday.
Nah, you got it with that one. I don't know.
Boom!
Guess, like around what year, if you had to guess?
Nah, because I'm going to look at
Guess a year, you know.
a year.
Around when?
Founded. I'm going to be like, 1995? No.
94,
Nice.
95.
95.
It was 94.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yes. Do you know how long a quarter of an hour is?
A quarter of an hour, that's 25 minutes.
Yes.
How many seasons are there?
Okay, trick question for the guy. I really feel bad for him because here's the thing. He's focused and he's thinking it. The problem was he was thinking money and not time. So he said, how much is a quarter of an hour? He goes 25, because when you think of a quarter, you think of 25 cents. However, a quarter of a dollar is 25 cents because it's 1/4, because you're dealing with an hour. So you're dealing with 100 pennies make $1 versus 60 minutes makes an hour of time. So I could see where he got confused, but yeah. It's funny. This one is the trickiest question of all of them. Someone saying 25, I'm going to give them half credit because they're on the spot. But all the other ones, there's no excuse. I mean, really, there's none. Except for that Kardashian one. I didn't know that. And I'm okay with it.
Hour, that's 25 minutes.
Yes.
How many seasons are there?
5. Wait, spring, right? That's seasons. Spring, summer, winter, fall. 4.
Boom!
Summer, winter, fall.
If you're driving,
Remember, if you say 5, that's not wrong because you didn't say final answer and you didn't lock it in. That's the rules of the game shows. Remember that. You covered. Bonus for you for saying, you know what, that's not right. Let me work this through. And you got it. The future right there on that last question.
60 miles an hour and you've been driving for 1 hour, then how far do you travel?
I don't know. Like 60 miles. I don't know.
What's a guess?
30 minutes. I don't know.
60 miles an hour.
Yeah. And you've been driving for an hour, then what's the distance you go? How far do you travel?
I don't drive, so I don't.
Okay, not fair. It looks to be downtown, in an urban area. Maybe she doesn't drive. Now, does it matter that you don't drive? No. And why is that? Because this question is normally asked to 7-year-olds who, by the way, don't drive. Unless it's Grand Theft Auto. And nobody drives 60 miles an hour in Grand Theft Auto, because if you don't, you'll never evade the police. Some gaming facts right there for you.
No. I wish I knew, but I don't know.
Take a guess. Like imagine you're in a car and you're driving 60 miles an hour and then you've been driving for an hour, then...
60 miles an hour is kind of fast.
Yeah, it is pretty fast. So how far do you think you would get in that time?
It wouldn't take me that long, so maybe like 20 minutes.
Yes. Do you know how many stars there are in the U.S. flag?
Dang. Okay.
Around how many?
15, 16, 15. I don't know.
15 or...
You know, 15 is correct in 1803.
16?
Yeah, 15.
Yes.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
Like 30, a half an hour. That's 30 minutes, right?
Yes.
When do they celebrate the 4th of July in England?
I don't know. I don't know.
Every fucking day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And Tori's in my chat right now. I'm so sorry. I didn't. That was rude. I shouldn't do that.
If you had to guess.
Is it in July 2?
Yes. Nice. 2 days before us. Do you know who fought in the Civil War?
You know who fought in the Civil War?
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Soldiers.
You got me there. If you were born 10 years ago, then how old would you be today?
10 years ago. I don't know. I'll be like 14, 12.
That's a trick question. If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be? You'd be 9. Think about it. If you were born 10 years ago, you would be 9. Because you're born, and then you don't turn a year old until the next year you turn 1. If you were born 10 years ago, you're 9. Now, go fool your friends and family with that one. Think about it. You were born 10 years ago, you're 9. The number of people that say 10 boggles my mind. But unfortunately, think about it long enough. When you're as old as I am, you think about this shit all the time.
12. You don't even know how old I am. If I was, what was it again?
If you were born 10 years ago
If I
today,
was born 10 years ago today, how old would I be? I'm 20. You're 20? 10, right? I said 12, close.
yes.
Wow. All right, so this was Flecka's talks. He does a bunch of different videos. Some of them are provocative, some of them are a little aggressive, some people will find them a little bit difficult to watch. I get all that, but it's content, you know, he's just creating content. That was difficult to watch, but at the same time, some of the responders just didn't care. Fair enough. I mean, they're not like they're obligated. It's not like somebody said, hey, if you don't answer these questions, you're gonna die. Then they probably try a lot harder. But some of them, pretty basic knowledge questions. I know those are things I knew when I was 5, 6 years old. I know my 14-year-old would probably be able to answer all of those questions except the Kardashian ones. She doesn't know. She doesn't care. Why? Because she's like, that stuff's not real. Why? Because here's the thing. My 14-year-old will never meet a Kardashian. A Kardashian will never dictate anything she does in her life. So therefore, they don't matter to her. Weird, huh? That's my 14-year-old. She's like, I don't care. I'm never going to meet those people. Now, the opinions of people, like when I'm on Twitch and she's with me or something, and there's all these people in chat going, hey, Caroline, hope you... Like when everyone wished her a happy birthday, or when people told her congratulations for her play and things like that, meant the world to her. Because those people interact with her. Knowledge is stuff that she interacts with on a daily basis. So when you're talking about this Gen Z can't answer basic questions, a lot of it is because they were the first generation to really have to deal with social media in a broad sense, where people who you've never met and you'll never meet them impact what you think, what you feel, and your value of yourself. And that's just crazy. But who knows? I mean, I've met a bunch of people on Twitch. I've never met them like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, old school nerd. Hey. But I talk to them. And the ones that I talk to and they share and I share and we come to this understanding and a connection, I care about them. I care about when they struggle and I celebrate when they're victorious and vice versa. You can still do it. You just have to invest. Just never think of people as just a name. So when somebody shows up in my channel during a Twitch stream and they're like, hey, old school nerd, and how you doing? I'm from so-and-so. I try to make a best effort to remember their name and what they told me. Why? Because it matters to them. It's important. Value people. Okay? Value the ones that take the time to value you. Those are the important ones. People like the Kardashians you're never going to meet, they shouldn't have any value. Whatever Kourtney, Khloe, Kim, any of them, Jenner, Kardashian, it doesn't matter. Whatever they think is important doesn't matter to you because you're not in their circle at all. Unless you buy their makeup, and apparently you're definitely in their circle because you've made them billionaires. All right, everybody, that's it for me. Love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck in this mud ball together. And that was my that was a 40-minute video where I watched people not answer questions correctly. Wow. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right there. Big thank you to all my Patreons out there. We appreciate everything you do. If you want more content like this video, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.